man who claims everything he touches turns to platinum gold, name your medal, yet who may not have everything positive at his fingertips, leading one to wonder what life here in America might be like if the buck stopped on the desk of President Trump. Let's get to the final bell of the week on Wall Street. Dive into the pit of occasional vipers. Welcome back from the Society to Advance Financial Education. Steve Beaman's in the house. All right, Steve, let's go. Before we get down to talking about the Donald, let's see what happened on Wall Street today. How'd we do?
Well, we had a nice day on Wall Street reacting to Greece. We had the Dow coming in up to 17,760, about 211 points, rebounding from the week. That's about 1.2%, so a nice move. S&P closing at 2077, which is up 26 points, another nice move. And the NASDAQ at 49.98. So across the board in the indexes, we saw it nice. The oil was down about a nickel, so we saw a move there. As importantly, the euro strengthened as everybody kind of took a breath on Greece and China, and that's been the story, and it continues to be.
All right, here comes the story back in America. It is the Donald because, let's face it, I mean, the man says things and things start to quake, certainly maybe even on Wall Street. Well, there's a good starting point. Donald Trump is a company, a multi-trillion-dollar company, if you want. How does his running for president affect his businesses at all?
Well, I don't think it'll be material on him. Most of his wealth is in real estate. Some of this could lead to boycotts in the near term, but longer term, it's not. Donald's worth somewhere between $3 and $8 billion. It depends who's calculating it. But even if you take the low end of that, he's got more than enough wherewithal to stick around.
So when all these businesses are leaving him, like Univision left, Televisa left, NBC left, Macy's, all these others, NASCAR, ESPN, they all pull out from different events. Does it really have any effect other than just a very small marketing ding in the short run?
I think in the short run, it's offensive to him and it bothers him. But in the real terms, no, he's fine financially. It's not going to hurt him. Again, most of his wealth is in real estate. But there you're going to get boycotts against the Trump properties almost inevitably. But I don't think longer term that'll mean anything to him.
How much money will running for president cost Donald Trump, Steve? I mean, is there any idea about it? Because basically he's footing the bill with this out of his own pocket.
Well, let's take a look. I think Obama spent $1 billion in the 2012 campaign, so that's kind of the benchmark. And Jeb Bush has come out and said he can do it for a lot less. Well, let's throw $750 million at that number. Could Trump do that on his own? Yeah, but that would hurt him. He'd have to liquidate some properties. So I don't think he could. But if he spends enough of his own money, and let's put $250 million on that, $250 million, he'll start to get the PAC money behind him if he's moving in that direction. So it won't all have to be funded by the Donald, no matter how he gets it.
All right, 45 seconds, Steve. I'm going to let you go ahead and opine here and go into flights of fancy. What do you think a presidency and an economic picture would be under a President Trump, knowing his business acumen?
Let me put on my hat and my crystal ball here. Let me gaze. The reality is we know some about Donald. We know he's a free trade guy. He's been very open about his antipathy toward China. So he clearly on this new Asian trade pact would have a different spin than the current administration. So I think we'd look for some really stronger trade agreements. That would be good. He does want to cut entitlement spending to balance the budget. That's his solution space. So I think we'd have a pro-business, pro-growth president. Now, whether he could work with Congress and has the leadership skill that we need, who knows? But clearly, from a policy perspective, he would be a reversal on what we've seen the last 8 years.
I would pay money to see Donald Trump in there with the congressional leaders on the very first day just to watch them go at it. Yeah, that would be hysterical fun, actually. Steve Beaman, always a pleasure, my friend. Best of the family. Have a great weekend. Talk to you soon.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's go ahead and talk about the poll numbers here. Here's your chance. Donald Trump rising in the polls. Would you vote for him? Go to NewsMaxPolls.com and tell us. A reminder, on NewsMax.com, Saturday, July 11th, Donald Trump will be appearing at the Freedom Fest in Las Vegas at Planet Hollywood. It's what the American dream means to me and how we can make America great again. He will be appearing there. We will cover it right here at NewsMax.com, the mothership. Stay with us. MidPoint continues.